I'm Adrian from Knowing Edge. Today we're going to be looking at how to format a letter. When we format a letter, we have two sets of addresses, and those are the address of the sender and the address of the receiver. We also need to ask ourselves, is the sender an individual or a company? Because that will impact on how you format your letter. We're going to start off looking at formatting a letter from an individual, and we always give the sender's details first. The sender's details can appear on the left or the right of the page. Let's have a look at setting it up on the left because it's just easier. That's where you start typing when you go into your word processing program. We put the number of the street first and then the name. Capital letters are used for the C and the L because those are names. Then we put in the area, and the district is in capital letters. We then put in the postal code, and we leave a line to put in the date. There is no punctuation in the first section of your letter. The date is written in full to avoid any confusion. The Americans tend to write the month and then the day. If we write it in full, there can be no confusion. Please also note that the number 25 is written without a TH. If we choose to write the address on the right, that's how it would appear. We now put in the receiver's details, and we give as much information as possible, as this will allow the letter to get to the correct person. And we start with the most specific information, like the person's name, and move to general information like the postal code. So we have the address, we leave a line, the date, we leave a line, and then we put in the address. Miss Grace, her title, the name of the company, the address, and the area is written in uppercase or capital letters, and the postal code. No punctuation appears in the receiver's address, and the receiver's address appears on the left-hand side. We then leave a line, and we put in the subject line in capital letters. The subject line is usually fairly neutral. Example, if you were applying for a job and the job was as a sales assistant, you would put sales assistant position, and it would be against the left-hand margin. There's no punctuation here either. Leave a line and now do the body of your letter. It is strongly advised that you plan what goes into each paragraph. Paragraph 1 gives information about what the correspondence is in general. For example, if you were applying for a job, you would say in your introductory paragraph where you saw the advert, and you would say when you saw it and what the position was. The introductory paragraph usually repeats your subject line. Your second paragraph gives details, and if you were going to be delivering bad news, your second paragraph would give reasons why you are going to deliver the bad news and then deliver the bad news. So for example, if you were offered a position, your first paragraph would say, "Thank you for offering me this position and thank you for your letter of such and such a date." Your second paragraph would then say, "I am unable to accept the position for the following reasons." Your third paragraph usually states what you would like to happen. In the case of giving bad news, you would then offer some alternatives to give the person a positive slant on the occurrence. You would then leave a line and put in your goodwill statement, thanking the person for their attention or for the correspondence you have received. You would then leave a line and put in your complimentary close. Whether you use yours sincerely or yours faithfully will depend on how you have greeted the person in the beginning of the letter. If you said, "Dear Miss Grace," you have used her name. So you would say, "Yours sincerely." Note it is a capital Y and a small s. If you had said, "Dear Sir" or "Madam," you would then say, "Yours faithfully." You would sign your name and then put your name in. So that's what your letter would look like. The sender's address, the date, the receiver's details, the greeting, the subject line, your paragraphs, goodwill statement, and complimentary close. What if your letter is coming from a company? We would then use a letterhead, and the sender's details would come first, and they could appear left, right, center, diagonal. It would depend on how the company brands themselves and what image they project. It can also include a logo, a slogan, contact details, social media. An example of a company letterhead, and you'll see that it also includes references, as companies often require these. Another difference would be your complimentary close, where you would still put "yours sincerely" or "yours faithfully," sign the name, put in the name. Here we would add a title, and that would be in capital letters. So, that leaves me to say good luck, and I hope you will do well in formatting your letter. Thank you.